Hey everyone, welcome back to another war video. This one, war number 3 of season 45, for Loki taking on NewN. You can see I have America Chavez, once again Warlock getting his first action in a while, and White Magneto for the synergy and pre-fight. So let's jump right in. I'm on path 1 here to start. I have this thing on, he gets a lot of regen, so regen, Warlock. Warlock is a pretty good thing counter in general because his, if you basically treat it as a parry heavy fight, he never gets any rock stacks, and you don't have to worry about being able to count to 15. Really the big thing about thing is his rock stacks. Once he gets those 15 rock stacks, as you can see there, I just totally missed the spacing on that heavy counter and decided to hit a combo to the face, so that was cool. Then I missed a parry, so that was cool. You can see here, the fight, after about 30 seconds, I've done about nothing. So the plan here in terms of specials is I want to just stick to special 3. Special 1, first of all, puts a shock debuff on, which thing is immune to, and it gets rid of all the infections, which I don't want. And special 2 is a whole bunch of hits and it armor breaks, which again, thing is immune to. So the specials don't really do anything to help. The special 3, however, does a power burn and will heal per infection. But you can see I actually let the infections fall off, which was really, really quite fun. So a bunch of the damage that I did was now regen back, which was cool. So now I've realized that at this point, we're about a minute and a half in and I'm behind pace. So I know that I can't just parry heavy, but I need to keep the rock stacks in mind. So I still need to do a bunch of heavies to make sure that I'm getting rid of the rock stacks. The other thing the rock stacks do is it does give thing a little bit more physical and energy resistance. So physical resistance, obviously the more important one when you're using Warlock. So that's another reason why you want to keep them low. But I just also need to really make sure that I'm keeping the infection on. So a parry gets 4 infection charges, then the heavy gets another one, so you get 5. So you need to do 4 parry heavies in order to keep the infection on. If not, you need to make sure that you're also hitting him. Anytime he hits you, even if it's not a parry, a blocked hit, anything like that, he still is ramping up the infection. But you can see here, he's got 4 regen buffs on, and once again, there goes the infection. So I'm able to get it back relatively quickly, which is good. But still, we're about halfway through the fight, and I am halfway through his health bar. So I am like exactly on pace, which is never good. So yeah, I'm just really trying here to keep doing some damage. I'm trying to build back up to 2 infections before throwing the special 3 here. I'm not going to get there, so I throw the special 3. The reason I do that is because, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but Warlock on the special 3, he heals per infection. So the more infections I have on, the more healing I can get back, which is good because I keep getting hit. So, that part is not so good. You can see the infection's off, but he actually doesn't have any regen buffs on him right now, which is nice. But I'm able to get the infection back. There's a regen buff, so he is constantly degenerating, but between his protection and everything, the degen damage is not a lot. The basic damage I'm doing is not a lot. You can see I'm down to a minute and a half left in the fight. At this point, I have gone ahead of pace, so I'm doing pretty well here in terms of not timing out. But you can see, I'm down to 22% health. I've gotten a bunch of blocked hits. He's at max of his personal furies. You can see the next regen buff he's going to get another fury. The way this node works is I believe it's 10 regen effects that they get. They get a pretty substantial passive fury. But here I throw this special 3. It takes him down to 1%, and the infection is enough to finish him off. So very long fight. Got a little dicey, got hit way too many times, 11 times, but Warlock able to get through. So next fight here is going to be Spider-Man Supreme. I will be using America Chavez. This is on Masochism. So with Masochism, I place the White Magneto pre-fight, and now I can parry to my heart's content. Spider-Man Supreme is a sugar pill defender, so I just need to make sure that the placebos never fall off. The other thing to keep in mind here is because it's Spider-Man Supreme, I do not want to throw a medium attack. If I throw a medium, then he gets the phase, and yeah, that's just annoying. So I'm doing lights into heavies, yeah, I mean, the good thing about Spider-Man Supreme is he's got like 7 health total, which is nice. So I throw the special one. I have all my dimensions up now, which is good. And then, you know, I get the negative zone back because I was getting a little bit too low. Throw the special one. So yeah, I mean, you know, it's a relatively straightforward, smooth fight. Nothing too crazy to talk about. The biggest thing is just don't medium. Yeah, I did medium, so Chavez able to get through that clean. So that does it for Section 1. In Section 2, we are on Path 8. So I'll be using Warlock for this Storm Pyramid X. This node is, if they get enough buffs, they get power efficiency and they get more attack per buff. So StormX gets a prowess buff anytime somebody passes a bar of power. So you can see there she goes over a bar of power and she gets 2 prowess. So her special one is pretty easy to deal with. And the good thing here about Warlock is even if I happen to mess up the special one, it does cold snap and frostbite damage, which Warlock is immune to. So I have that safety net as well. But you can see here, I mean, already doing a decent amount here, 30 seconds in, and I'm, you know, a quarter of the way through. With Warlock in general, you like throwing the special 2 because it gets those armor breaks on, and that's definitely the case here in this fight. So this fight going way smoother than the Thing fight. You can see I'm also able, between the armor breaks and the bleeds, you know, she's constantly degenning, so I'm able to kind of keep her below a bar of power for a lot of this, which is pretty nice. But yeah, I mean, nothing really too much else to say about this one. Throw the special 2, and Warlock is through that fight pretty clean. So that is that fight. Next fight is going to be the next node here, which is this Ascended Sersi on Rich Gets Richer and power efficiency. So I'll be again using America Chavez. So good to know, even if she throws her heavy right there, I just threw a light, and like, I don't know why I did that. But what I was getting at is the zones still go, they can't get glance. So I'm throwing the heavies even though she's glancing. I get up to the special 2. I used a power start 1 because I wanted to get to the special 2 quicker. So I did it in the dark dimension so that I was able to get a little bit of healing back. I used 1 hit of the Indestructible, so here comes the second hit of the Indestructible. Sersi does put a Incinerate on her special 3, but it's either based on like the total amount of transmutation she's had over the fight, or like basically the longer the fight goes, the more the Incinerate does. You can see here I'm actually healing off the Incinerate, so I knew it wasn't going to be an issue, but there I mistimed the special, which is awesome, and then I'm stunned and she hits me, so now that's cool. I had to wait until her glancing buff went away to throw the special 3. As you see, that does a pretty decent amount of damage. But just based on all of the buffs that she's had, you know, she's got power efficiency on in a big way. So now she's at a special 2. I go here to go for the special 2. I go with the second zone in the hopes that I actually don't hit hard enough to trigger the glancing. I did, and I pushed her to special 3. So I have the special 3 reducing boost on, so I know the special 3 is not going to KO me, but I'm a little more concerned now with the Incinerate. You can see this Incinerate doing a little bit more, and now there's 2, so not great. So here I literally am just saying I need to wait out this glancing. If I can wait out the glancing, I'm gonna win the fight. I don't know why I threw a heavy there. I should have just waited, but there, finally the glancing goes away. And I'm able to throw my special 3 here, and the special 3 does enough to KO. So way more interesting than it probably should have. Definitely did not play it as great as I could have. Sersi really annoying in general, though. But yeah, I got hit 13 times in that fight, but Chavez able to survive. So next fight is going to be this Baron Zemo. I've taken him on this node quite a few times with Chavez. I do place a White Magneto pre-fight to get that extra attack, which is certainly nice. And once again, this is the Power Snack node, so I get 2 negative zones. I then reverse the first dex to kind of keep them at a pretty manageable power. And now I'm just here. We are baiting special 1. So with Zemo there, I decided to get hit because I wanted to use my indestructible boost, apparently. But, you know, again, with Zemo, I have all 3 negative zones, so I dex there. I'm not really too concerned about that to keep him further away from a special 2. With Zemo, with this fight, I just want him throwing his special 1. So special 1 is pretty easy to deal with. But you can see, you know, I'm out of my negative zones now. So you can see he goes right back up to a special 1, which is cool. And then I get the first negative zone, so I'm at least able to mitigate a decent amount of the next one. But he's being a little bit better with his specials here. So he threw that other special 1. So I mean, that's really the name in this game here with Zemo, is just how loose is he with his special 1. If he's pretty consistent in throwing it, this fight is really easy. If he's not, it just gets really annoying with making sure that you keep the negative zones up. Here I get up to the special 2. I have the Utopian on, so that's with the bonus damage. Only 2 of the 3 zones, but still does a pretty decent amount of damage. And then, you know, get the negative zone back on. Yeah, I mean, just trying to get him to get myself up to a special 2. That is enough here. I throw it. I don't care about the power sting at that point. Throw the special 2, and Zemo is down. Relatively smoothly. He was a little stingy, but, you know, nothing too wild. So next fight here, this is the same Adam Warlock that I took last season on what was the old Node 54. So a little bit of experience here with this fight, but just a really bad start after this. So right now, he throws the special 1 and it's immediately unblockable. So there goes my indestructible boost. And then I forget that he's unblockable, apparently. So now he's like, so then he hits me a whole bunch. So I'm already starting way behind the 8 ball, which is not great. My indestructible boost is gone. I'm able to dodge this first hit of the special 1. So at this point, I have to make the decision of, you know, special, if he doesn't throw his special 1, you know, what are we doing here? So here, I'm going again for damage. I've pushed him to his special 2. Now, this is unblockable, so at this point, I've made the decision I'm going to push him to a special 3. So there, I should have done the second zone into the special 1 so that I had all 3 up. So a little minor mistake there. But again, I have the special 3 reducing boost on, so I figured the special 3 will do less than the special 2, so I push him to the special 2. I do survive, which is nice, and then I miss another parry, which is not so nice. Here again, I'm just going, you know, kind of YOLO mode, throw the special 2, but he gets the pot up. So now again, I got to make a call here. The special 2 did, special 3 did not quite like 30% or so. So I know I'm going to be really close with this special 3. I actually, going into this special 3, I thought that it was over, but I survived. So I got a chance here. He's at 5%, and then I missed the parry. He goes unblockable, and I end up dying. So really frustrating because I played that fight not good, but I had a chance to really recover, and I just messed it up there at the end after multiple mess ups. So, you know, over these 6 fights, and now 6 fights in this one, 15 on the season, the 1 death, and now a streak of 0. Over these 6 fights, I got hit 41 times, which is just an absolutely excessive amount. Just not a clean war for me at all, and hopefully I can clean it up moving forward here and get a little better. And then in terms of the ward soft, we did drop this one, so you know that also makes the death sting a little bit more. So we dropped to 1 and 2 on the season. Again, in another war, I think we played pretty well. I think we played pretty well in the first 3 wars of the season here. Just, you know, ran into a couple really good war alliances, 3 really good war alliances, and you know, hopefully we can start stringing some wins together. But you know, we'll see if we keep playing like this. We'll get a couple wins here and there. But yeah, we'll see where the place is. I'm not really sure where we are yet as of the recording of this video. I'm sure it's going to be posted by the time the thing actually posts. But, you know, I'll put our place in for war number 4. But yeah, so that'll do it for this one. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see everyone soon.